Hey guys, so sorry I'm not able to be there today. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. We're going to go ahead and continue on with the activity that we are already working on. So please make sure that you have your passage out. Make sure that you have a green colored pencil and you will be ready to begin. So we're going to go ahead and continue analyzing a nonfiction text. We're doing this so that we can make sure that we learn something new to teach it to a friend in depth or explain it, which is our standard up here. And then you're going to know you have it today because you will have analyzed a text and you are able to explain what you have learned to a friend. All right, so you guys know that we've been analyzing, which if you look at the poster on the board, just means that we're looking at something closely. And in this case, we're picking it apart. The first step was just to read it. The next piece that we picked out and picked apart was those unknown words that we either weren't able to say or words that we were able to say but didn't know the meaning of. So we went through those. The third step was to determine the main idea, which you should have on your paper in green. And then after that, we talked about some vocabulary in there that we can make connections to or use schema about, like the Constitutional Convention. So today, your job is going to be to take notes on what you're learning using pictures and words, specifically focusing in on those supporting details from the main idea. And all that means is that today you're going to go through each paragraph step by step and you're going to think of a picture, an image, or a word that you can connect to that. So my whole text is not here. However, I have gone through that piece by piece and added an image for that. So even though it's not here, in the first paragraph, which you guys have in your journal, I decided that it talked a lot about Mr. Madison, the president. And it said that he was the father of the Constitution. So I went ahead and I drew a child here, just showing that he's the father of the Constitution, just like their father would have a child. And just all that means is that he created this document or helped contribute a lot to the United States. Knowing all of that, they made him president and the fourth president. And at this time in the United States, as we know, things were a little complicated. The United States was struggling financially and also because other countries were trying to interfere or mess with them. So in that case, France and Britain were definitely not helping them. France and Britain were at war with each other, which I drew XX here, France and Britain there. And France and Britain were doing something to the Americans that was not very kind. They were actually taking the Americans' boats and for their own navy. So because of this, James Madison was very worried about all of this. He didn't quite want to go to war with them, despite the fact that everybody else did from the passage. And so he said, let's make a deal, which is at the bottom of your passage in your journal. So after that, France is crossing their fingers, which I have right here, because they do not want to keep their deal. They want to continue to take the Americans' boats. The American people were becoming very angry as a result. So then on this next one, it says Americans were very angry at France right here, but they were even angrier at Great Britain. So just here I have we the people, like from the preamble, are angry. So the Americans are very angry because the French keep stealing their boats. But furthermore, the British, so I have an American boat here. This flag has a star on it like our flag. This boat is the British boat and it's got a cross on it, on its flag. It says, I'm British and you're in my navy. Not only were they taking the boats, but they were also taking the British, the American sailors and forcing them to be a part of their navy. And that's what this paragraph right here outlines. So I'm going to go ahead and read this one out loud. And I want you guys to think about an image that would correlate or that you could draw on your paper in your journal right now. So this says Congress talked more and more about war with Great Britain. Some congressmen said that the United States needed to defend its honor against the British Navy. There were even people who wanted the United States to have Canada for itself and were willing to go to war for it. So take a second and think about what image you could draw there. Okay, so if you were thinking about something that showed Canada, you might want to write the word and people trying to yank at it, or maybe something that would depict a war between the United States and Canada, then you are on the right track of your thinking. But please be sure that whatever images you're going to draw today are school appropriate. And we've talked about that before. So please recall what images are and are not acceptable. All right, guys, so today we are analyzing that text. Remember, digging deeper into it, looking at those supporting details. We're doing this so we can learn something new, in depth, to teach a friend. And you're going to know you have it today because you will have analyzed a text by drawing pictures out to the side for each paragraph or each piece of the text, those supporting details that you feel matches. All right, so once you've completed this task, you've already got your main idea, you've added your images for each piece. Once you've done that, you're going to go back to Canvas, which you should have already been in. Oops. You're going to go back to Canvas and you're in this connecting events assignment. So you're going to watch the video here, which you're doing now, and then you're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom where you're going to find this connecting events template. So I've already opened this and added some information to it. So when you open this up, it's going to say, type your keywords here. So in that location, you're just going to type a couple words that help you connect some ideas. So connecting events, the title, my title was Madison and Peace. The author, I don't know the author. You won't know the author of your text either. All right, so once you've done that, and remember your title is in the bold up at the top of the paper. Some of us were getting confused by that the other day. It's in the bold heading at the top of your paper. All right, so the very first idea is that Madison's the president. He wants peace between France, Britain, and America. But I'm going to go ahead and add one here. And remember, you can add a slide by clicking there and then clicking right there. Or you can duplicate a slide by right-clicking and doing that. So I'm going to go ahead and duplicate a slide so I have this arrow. And I want to change this. So Madison, he wanted peace between France and Great Britain and America. But the problem was that France and Britain are at war. So because they're at war, they're seizing American ships, and they're using those ships and their navies against one another and against America. Furthermore, Britain isn't just taking their ships, he's taking the American sailors. So Americans are very, very angry. And Madison's just kind of ignoring the whole thing. He really wants to keep peace. He doesn't want to go to war. So Madison's ignoring what France and Britain are doing. And I'm going to make sure that I have punctuation at the end. And my sentences, if I'm writing complete sentences, start with a capital letter. I'd like for you to make sure for that too. So Madison is like, well, France, let's make a deal. But that doesn't exactly work out because they don't keep their word. So the Americans are ready to go to war. All right, so that's it. Go ahead and fill in these with just some keywords from your text that help you explain what happened or summarize what happened, and you're done for the day. So today we worked on analyzing our text deeper, looking at those supporting details, and drawing pictures that match them. We're doing this so that we can learn something new in depth to teach a friend, and then you're going to know you have it today because you will have analyzed a text. Please make sure that at the very least, your images are drawn on your notes. That is very, very important because on Monday, I will give you some time to finish up this organizer, and then we're going to share this. It is going to be your job to teach a friend about your piece. Once you've done that, we're going to put it all together to see what we've learned about the War of 1812, just from a text, okay? So please, please, please make sure your notes are done today. And at the very least, if you could try to start this piece in Google, make sure you submit right here, okay? Make sure you submit right here. At the very least, this should save into your Google Documents, so you don't need to worry about making sure that your work gets saved. All right, guys, thank you so much. I hope you guys are on your best behavior today. I will see you guys on Monday, I hope, and I hope you guys have a wonderful, safe weekend.